How would it feel if you could retire at 35 or 40? Not because you won the lottery, not because you became a celebrity.
Oh yes.
Or sold a company for millions, but because you built investments that generate enough money to pay for your life without needing to work every single day. Imagine waking up in the morning without an alarm clock, not stressing about whether your vacation request gets approved, not depending on a paycheck every 2 weeks just to survive. And no, this doesn't necessarily mean private jets and supercars. It means freedom. Freedom over your time. The ability to work because you want to, not because you have to. That's how the F.I.R.E movement started. F.I.R.E stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. Over the last few years, millions of people started following this philosophy because they realized something important. Most people spend their entire lives trapped in a cycle of working, paying bills, repeating the same routine for decades, and finally retiring when they are already old and exhausted. F.I.R.E tries to break that cycle. The idea is actually simple. Instead of spending all your income, you aggressively invest a large percentage of it every month, mostly into assets like the S&P 500, an index fund that tracks the biggest companies in America. Historically, the S&P 500 has returned around 10% per year on average over the long term. Not every year. Some years the market crashes, other years it explodes upward. But over decades that has been roughly the historical average. Now imagine a 25-year-old who decides to invest $1,500 every single month into the S&P 500. At first, nothing feels exciting. The first years feel slow, and that's exactly where most people quit, because they still don't understand the real power of compound interest. But after 10 years, this person could already have a portfolio somewhere around $350,000 to $400,000. After 20 years, that portfolio could grow beyond $1 million. And this is where things start becoming really interesting. A lot of people in the F.I.R.E community follow something called the 4% rule. The basic idea is that if you have a portfolio of around $1 million, you can theoretically withdraw about 4% per year to live on. That's around $40,000 per year. But here's the important part. If we assume the portfolio continues averaging around a 10% annual return over the long term, then a $1 million portfolio could theoretically generate around $100,000 per year in growth. So if you only withdraw $40,000 to live on, the remaining $60,000 stays invested and continues growing the portfolio even larger. In other words, the investments start paying for your lifestyle while still continuing to grow in the background. That completely changes the way you look at work. You no longer have to tolerate a job you hate just to survive. You no longer panic every time layoffs happen. You no longer feel trapped in a lifestyle you secretly want to escape from. And the interesting thing is that F.I.R.E is not only for people with massive salaries. In reality, it often has more to do with how much you keep and invest rather than how much you earn. Because someone making $200,000 a year can still spend all of it and remain financially trapped. Meanwhile, someone earning far less but consistently investing over many years may eventually buy something much more valuable than luxury: freedom. Of course, F.I.R.E is not easy. It requires discipline, patience, and the ability to delay gratification in a world obsessed with consumption and status. Bigger houses, luxury car payments, expensive vacations, constant upgrades. Society rewards people for looking rich far more than becoming financially free. But the FIRE philosophy is built on the opposite idea. Every dollar you invest today has the potential to buy back a piece of your future time. And maybe that's the most valuable thing in the world, your time.